Good day, everyone. In this part, we will talk about the philosophical and cultural foundations in Chinese architecture. It means that we will talk about the principles and the values that shape building designs. These foundations are rooted in the traditional Chinese philosophies like Taoism, Feng Shui, Confucianism, Buddhism, and others. Now let's start with the Feng Shui. Feng Shui emphasizes selecting sites that harmonize with the natural landscape, considering factors like sunlight, wind, and water flow. Proper orientation enhances the building's qi, promoting a positive flow of energy. So, Feng Shui is an ancient Chinese philosophy that seeks to harmonize individuals with their environment. So in architecture, Feng Shui involves strategic site selection and building orientation nga ma-align sa natural landscape para ma-enhance ang flow of qi or energy sa space or the building. The same as what we always do in our plates sa site analysis or site development. It considers proper orientation of the building para ma-ensure ang balanced and auspicious energy. This also promotes health, prosperity, and harmony for the occupants. Now, let's move on to the Confucianism. Confucianism, its architectural designs reflect social hierarchy and order. So Confucianism has a significant influence in Chinese architecture. Na-influensyahan niya ang Chinese architecture through its emphasis on order, hierarchy, and familial piety. The structure reflect a social order with a special arrangement nga mag-signify of authority and rank. Example ani is the Forbidden City in Beijing. Sa atong makita sa picture, it shows axial symmetry and carefully planned courtyards and halls nga nagrepresent og ascending levels of access and importance. Sa aning picture nga atong makita aning label nga outer city, it was for the administrative functions, while kaning inner courts were reserved for the imperial family, reflecting Confucian ideals of respect and structure. So now let's move on to the Taoism. Taoism structures are designed to blend with natural surroundings, promoting harmony between humans and the environment. So kaning Taoism nag-emphasize ni siya og living in harmony with nature, translating into buildings that blend sa surroundings. So ang example ani is the Taoist temples, kaning picture nga nasa kilid nga makita sa left side. Sa atong makita, it was constructed along the mountain slopes or the nestled in forest, using natural terrain as a spiritual and physical foundation. So, ang kaning Taoism temple, it incorporate natural elements like mountains and forest into their design. Materials and colors are also chosen to mirror nature, encouraging spiritual alignment with the cosmos. Now let's move on to the Buddhist influence, the evolution of stupas to pagodas. The stupa, originating from India, evolved into the multi-tiered pagoda in China, serving as a place for meditation and housing sacred relics. From pagodas were built to have a religious function, most often Buddhist, but sometimes Taoist or Hindu, and were often located in or near viharas. Buddhism introduced the stupa, a dome-like structure used for meditation and housing sacred relics. In China, the stupa evolved into the pagoda, a multi-tiered tower that became a central element of temple complexes. While still religious in function, pagodas adopted Chinese architectural styles often with upturned eaves and elaborate carvings. These structures serve as spiritual landmarks and were sometimes also used by Taoisms or Hindus. So, mo ni siya ang evolution of stupas to pagodas. Nag-start siya from a dome-like structures into a multi-tiered tower. So sa atong makita, sa atong mabantayan kaning nasa right side is murag atong makita ang upturned eaves. Mo ni siya ang iconic sa Chinese architecture or mo ni common nga atong makita nowadays sa ilang building. Now let's move on to the materials and construction techniques. Now let's start with the framing or wooden framing. Wooden framing utilizes interlocking wooden brackets without nails, allowing flexibility and resilience against earthquake. Traditional Chinese architecture are known for its wooden structures, particularly the dogong system, a complex networking of interlocking wooden brackets. So kani nga system nag-connect ni siya sa beams and the columns without using nails, offering flexibility and shock absorption. So kaning dogong design, it's not only has structural advantages but also adds aesthetic value with its intricate craftsmanship. Now let's move on to the roof styles. First is hip roof. Hip roof reserved for imperial buildings. It indicates high status. Gable and hip roofs found in temples and major halls, balancing function and grandeur. Upturned eaves. This is the most iconic in Chinese architecture. This is not only shed water or rainwaters, it is also give the impression of lightness and spiritual uplift. Lastly, the hard mountain roofs. It is used in traditional courtyard homes. These roofs support the closed and inward-looking design common in northern China, especially in Beijing. So this is the various roof, roof types. Now, let's move on to the walls and foundations. Construction materials include rammed earth, bricks, and stones providing durability and insulation. Durable and sustainable materials such as rammed earth, bricks, and stones were commonly used for walls and foundations. These materials provided insulation against extreme temperatures, especially in northern China, and were often sourced locally, reflecting sustainable construction practices. Next, symbolism and decoration. Colors. Yellow symbolizes imperial power and is associated with the emperor. Red represents luck, happiness, and prosperity. Green denotes growth, harmony, and nature. Numbers 9 associated with the emperor and celestial power. 5 represents the five elements and cosmic balance. For animal motifs, dragons symbolizes power, strength, and good fortune. Phoenixes represent renewal and harmony. Killen, a mythical creatures that symbolizing prosperity and serenity.